All right, cool. So back at it with Nightwalker.
Yes,
How's it been?
sir. I'm enjoying the class.
Yeah.
It's fun, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other than like the having to have sticky keys or like a macro on like or whatever, so you're able to jump attack is kind of annoying, but
Mm-hmm.
other than that, the class is pretty nice.
Yep. You saw the changes upcoming after Neo?
I saw the bats are getting more damage, I think final damage or something.
Yeah, I think they
That's all I
made
know.
the final damage buff that you get from jumping now is just going to be a passive final damage buff.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
think you
yeah, I
still want to
heard.
jump to get optimal amount of hits in, especially when you're bursting.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's not
probably
going
to
to
get
be.
the 3 lines in.
Yeah, but it's not going to be as 100% necessary anymore to move in the same way that you have to now. So a little bit less railroading and a little bit more liberty to move how you want to.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's always a nice thing, not being
Mm-hmm.
super forced to play one certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, what are you up to in the game right now? Working on the events and stuff.
Um, yeah, working on the events. I got most of the event rings on the Nightwalker,
Mm-hmm.
just like so I can have extra for like Messer rings and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2.4k coins at the moment. I haven't used any since I decided I wanted a progression session
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't want to. And yeah, I can well, okay, let's start with my likes. I like bossing. Like, having a party to boss with and stuff is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, kind of died down on farming. It's kind of, like the later stages of the game kind of get meh.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just trying to see where I can like I guess start min-maxing or like just seeing where I can get the most bang for my buck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what kind of bossing wise, what have you already cleared solo and in parties?
Solo I can do Lomian, Helix, CPAP, everything like that level, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I in the party I've done normal lucid, and I think I found a perm party I think last week, so we'll see how that goes.
Cool. Yeah, and then Will is a little bit trickier with the level, of course.
Yeah,
But we've got
but
the experience curve flattening up to 250, so
mhm,
let's just
it
speed
should
that
be a
up.
little bit easier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so you're just, taking it like one boss at a time, just trying to work towards the next one.
Yeah, basically. Haven't done easy lucid though. I don't know if that kind of matters at all, but yeah.
I don't know either. It came out like when I was far beyond that point. I don't know if it's ever worth. Maybe if you're trying to familiarize with the clears and normal lucid is definitely not getting cleared or something, but
Yeah.
I think it's like something to do for 6 farming kanas so that they can get at least maybe a chance of shards.
Gotcha.
Something
Okay.
like that, maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
Easy
Yeah.
lucid seems a little bit in a weird position. Although I think it's going to
Okay.
be part of Neo to get you some of the weekly points.
Oh
S-
yeah, yeah, yeah. Saw that.
So maybe for that
Mhm.
it'll be on the menu. But it'll you get more points if you kill normal or hard. So you don't have to have
Yeah.
multiple characters that could do the boss in one account.
hmm
So that'd be a bit trickier. Anything else in the game that you are like the whole setup, like you make all your money through one character,
Yeah. Make my money through my Nightwalker.
and you're planning on keeping it that way?
I have a Kana and I have some of the a what's that word? I have some of the event rings on her. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
I haven't really funded her. I haven't put a lot of money. I have my CRA equips. I haven't, haven't touched her at all yet, but
Mm-hmm.
it's, I have the stuff, so just need to start putting money in her
Mm-hmm.
if I am looking forward to doing that. But I mean, for now, everything's on my Nightwalker.
Yep.
And I think pretty soon I'm gonna get to the point where it's gonna be better for me to put money into my Kana than my Nightwalker, so I'll probably switch over pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That point where you basically need to go star forcing past
Yeah.
17 on everything, and you're just waiting until the next event. And if you're going to be waiting for the next event and you play enough, like do you play enough to finish all your totems generally?
Not. I think last month I had 3 left. So, but last month was also finals month
Mm-hmm.
slash week. So I didn't. That was also a hindrance. But
Did I go well?
yeah. Well, one of them did, or two of them did.
Moderate success. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have anything left compensation wise?
Compensation wise, no. This is So I had a session with you. I think a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm. That's so long ago, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So all my compensation was used then.
Okay.
Um, yeah, basically it.
Okay. So which of the things did you work on in the meanwhile?
17 started everything, 5, 10, 15, cubed a bunch of my stuff. I think all my stuff are 18. I think my lowest potential is 18% luck.
Mm-hmm. The
Done that.
shoulder, I guess. Shoulder 17.
Yeah, oh yeah, that. I think that, and I might have a 16%, but I don't think so.
Mm,
But
well, we'll find it.
yeah, yeah. Well, I've basically done that
Mm-hmm.
in the meantime.
Okay.
Got Yeah, I've got oh, I've got real dumb pendants now, which is,
Ah, cool. Multiple.
yeah. Yeah, I got an extra one on the day after last.
Nice. And Kana treasuring.
Yep, I have one for damage, one for item drop, and another just like, clean.
Starting back up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And how'd the bonking go? You're working on that?
Oh yeah, so I think I got 3 to 4 characters to 200, and I'm working on my Hayato slash Aran right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's going pretty good. My Aran's pretty unlucky. That was I think from 141, that was like a week's worth of bonking. And my Hayato's was 2 days or 3 days worth of bonking. So
Nice. Yeah. Not every character is gonna be equally lucky, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, it only got like 20 levels in or 30 levels in like a week, so I was like, nah, I'm going next.
Yep. Well, Demon Avenger looks like it might be next.
Yeah, looking at that one.
Okay. So do you have any well, like we can go over most, but I think is there anything that we went over in depth enough last time so we can kind of just skip over that this time, because I don't remember all of the sessions exactly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think most of the in-game mechanics and stuff,
Mhm.
like how everything works, I think most of it makes sense to me.
Mhm.
And I think that I don't need any more clarification on those.
Mhm.
It's just more like where can I allocate my resources where I can get the most damage I
Yeah.
can.
Sure.
Just min-maxing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, so just want to min-max where I could put my critical rate so I can get the 90% and not lose damage.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess
So
that's one of the things that I'm thinking about.
yeah, crit's important. So is that currently with the VIP buff?
Yes. Okay, let me see. I think I have 5%. Yeah, 5% crit rate on that.
Okay, that's not too bad. You can make that up with
Yeah.
the hyper stats, right?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
like one Legion piece temporarily, and then until the hyper stats kicks up. I think you're saving up for the Legion rank up, right?
Yes, I am saving up for that.
Yeah, because you're like one hex
Yeah.
out. That is quite a lot of crit. Well, yeah. So like at this point, you have quite a lot of crit in your Legion board because there's not much else to put in anyway. But once you get that upgrade going, all of those points, you'd rather have those sitting in like critical damage, and then IED, right? So then you're gonna lose that crit. So it'll probably be better to move some link skills into crit, because you don't have the Beast Tamer one.
Yeah, not yet.
So that crit is probably going to be pretty necessary there. And then, so it's probably going to be like hyperstats increase a little bit and adding Beast Tamer, probably in favor of Elementalism, right?
Yeah.
And then moving the crit from the board into crit damage and IED. Because we did the whole calculation with the ID last time,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, we did.
And because you have
Like,
your 35 passive and your boost nodes and everything, and the Explorer mages, that ends up at a nice spot. Are you using the Explorer mages at this point?
Not necessarily. I
Oh
only
yeah.
have like level 3 or 4, I believe, so I didn't think it was really worth it
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
went
moment.
into yeah level 6. If you get it to level
Yeah.
6, you can probably switch out hybrid logic for it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay.
In in the terms of min maxing it. If you have so a Spirit of Freedom, getting a few more of those and just
Yeah,
extending
yeah.
that will be very useful for bosses like Lucid and Will later. So that's good to have that on the menu. And you have your Cygnus Link skill, your base one. All your other Cygnus Knights that you level, you can just sync it into the base slot so it doesn't take up an extra slot.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, it's a little bit of attack, but the resistance is kind of nice, especially for Lotus. And if you do other bosses where stuff falls from the sky, you'll just be stunned a little bit shorter, so you can get out of the way faster. So your survivability will be a little bit increased by that. And as the difficulty of all the bosses goes up, if you any kind of extra mobility you can get is always welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess once you get to 245, you'll go way harder on the familiars, yeah. So for now, it's kind of they're kind of like a forgotten forgotten bunch, but makes sense in your current situation.
Yeah.
But once you get to 245, you really want to go hard on that. I think in general, people say that if you kill very quickly around your level, then it takes about 20 minutes to level up a card to level 5. So like 20 to 25 minutes.
From epic to unique, or from what?
No, from level 1 to level 5.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how like the leveling up familiars and stuff
Okay.
work actually.
Yeah, so if you want to rank it up, you have to both fuse it up together to get to fullness, I guess. What do you want to call it?
Yeah.
And you have to get it to the max level to level 5. And then only level 5 cards can attempt to rank up when they're completely fused full. So at that point you can
okay.
yeah. But they and then if you fail, the fullness goes to half and you have to put more of the same cards in, but the level stays the same. So
Gotcha.
yeah, and then if you rank up, it goes back to rank 1, and then you have to level it again. And you level it by having it summoned and killing monsters near your level.
Okay.
So with that in mind as well, it's going to be a good idea to work a little bit on the sets as well, so you can get closer to having 3 familiars out, so that you can have one, hopefully a drop rate familiar, and then 2 other ones that you're leveling at the same time. So you don't have to take like a huge hit in getting more cards by leveling the cards, simultaneously, because you're doing a lot of it at once there. What do you have in terms of drop? Just increased item drop rate? No.
Yeah, and I know the mess. I think I heard that the meso isn't useful because I think I have like 80% or something, and I have like 80% meso obtained and 100% item from my
From
accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I heard that the meso drop rate is whatever after like a certain amount of item drop rate, but
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else, so.
Yeah, if you don't have anything else, it's whatever. Because, your familiar's defense makes it so that your familiar gauge depletes more slowly. So the more defense you have summoned with your familiars, the better. That's also why getting to 3 familiars is kind of nice, because then you can make it so that you have even more defense.
Yeah, extra defense, okay.
If you do have that distribution, though, among your gear, it might be good to redo one of the drop rate ones to Mezzo. Or if you're actively working on an item that could replace it, work on that one first and see if it replaces an item in the set. Because that extra 20% Mezzo on the equips will still work. So you have, let's see, you have the Superior. That's unfortunate. The Superior ends up with the Mezzo.
Yeah,
tone, of course.
I'm probably gonna reroll that and get my synergy ring to meso tamed. It's probably what I'm gonna look to do.
What do you use? Okay, hang on. Right now, you use the Cosmos, one of your kind of treasure, and then the eye. Oh, your earring has Mezzo, I see.
Yeah, my reinforced.
And 4 and then drop rate on a pendant. Wait, am I missing a ring? What is your 4th ring that you wear?
Let me see. I might
Drop,
be missing.
drop.
For drop, I have Vengeful Kana. The Cosmos Reboot Vengeful.
Oh, okay. I don't think the Vengeful is on here. I think
Oh
you might
wow.
have
Okay.
missed that
Well,
one.
yeah. It's 40% drop.
Ah, okay. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. I don't know. One slips usually. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you do want the superior for damage. Do you have the full set, right?
Not yet. I am.
Ah,
I
okay.
think like 300 coins away, so I'll be getting
Oh,
that
okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's when that last bump for IED will
couple
come
weeks.
in.
Yeah.
Because the
I
other
think
thing
I'm at.
is, if you reroll your ring for damage, then now you're out 2 lines of meso that you want.
Yeah, I have my synergy ring is. I have a synergy ring that's legendary, I think,
Oh,
or
okay.
unique, and I'm probably gonna try to get that to Mesa, switch it over from the superior, and maybe. Yeah, I'm not too sure about exactly how that's gonna go, but we'll see.
If it's legendary, then you can use that one. If it's only unique, you can also use the Chaos ring, right?
Yeah.
Chaos ring better base, and it's already unique as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're still rolling
Okay,
that one?
yeah. I'm
Until,
trying to get it, but it's kind of
it's
yeah.
until 11/4. Oh yeah, you have a while. Yeah, the stats right now not great. Three and -1. Yeah. Don't worry, you get something nice.
Yeah.
Not like the Kana in the other session that had like 5 magic attack, 4 intellect, and HP and MP above average. And then asked if you should keep rolling. He's like, no, don't roll that. You never get that back. Alright, I remember that belt very clearly.
Oh yeah.
and the emblem.
Yeah. Lucky, but also unlucky.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever go hard, I mean, it's full black cube area anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So do you find yourself switching between the secondaries a lot?
Yeah, bossing versus mobbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 65 and 40, yeah. Yeah, eventually you want one, of course, but... Because it might be... Well, with the upcoming changes, actually, it might not even be that horrible to have this one. But I think you'll get high enough for... Because the picture is taken with which secondary?
The picture's taken with the brilliance one, the left one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're at 83
Yeah.
visual, and then you have boosts, your passive, another 30 from superior coming, and then the 9 from the mage is coming.
Yeah.
If you have all of that, we did the calculation with like the functional, right?
I think my functional right now with everything, including familiars, is like 95 or 96.
Yeah, that probably means once you get the superior set completed, as weird as it is, that it's like probably time to reroll the floral one.
But what about my there's also 30% from the event, so
That's true. That's true. But your Legion is still expanding. We're introducing the Explorer mages, and like the grid getting bigger and more pieces getting in there, and then the crit
for sure, yeah.
switching around. You'll be fine to not need the line of ID anymore. Yeah, and then it's still like 2 out of 3, but your total boss damage. I don't know, man. Maybe you just keep this one for when Saren comes out. Saren has like 390% PDR, so maybe a little bit higher IED might even be nice there. Maybe. I mean,
yeah, I'm not looking for it.
Yeah, you also don't want to get like 6 secondaries to legendary. That's also kind of a lot of money to. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of up to you. You could also just switch. If you throw it in a calculation, there might become a moment where the regular Rev Brilliance might just be better than the Floral Jewel, even when bossing. but that would have to depend on yeah, that would have to depend on a lot of moving parts, right? Because you do have like 77% boss damage from your weapon right now.
Yeah.
And then another 12% damage, so like 89% damage coming off of your weapon.
Yeah.
Kind of bonkers. Flame on that is really, really
Yeah.
nice, by the way. Was it the same flame as last time?
It was not. I got pretty lucky with that. I got everything I wanted, basically.
Yeah, you got
like
flat
a little bit of
lock,
everything.
tier 6 boss. Is that a tier 6? No, that's a tier 5 attack?
I believe so. Last time I checked from the flame calculator. Don't remember though.
Yeah, but that's fine because the tiers for claws are kind of garbage anyway.
Yeah.
If you could choose between 10 attack or 66 luck, 12 boss, and 5 boss stat, it's the easiest. I mean, the fact that it's 66 and 5, that's already like a nice flame. But then it has attack and tier 6 boss on top of that. Yeah. That's a really... That's going to be a keeper for a long time. So with all that in mind, and like allocating your money to the stuff, what's your droplet count and plan?
I have, let's see, at the moment I have I bought out all the arcane droplets. I have 160, I believe. I have 5 of the lucid drops, so I just gotta keep doing lucid, and I'm gonna try to
Wait,
buy
160
all
of like combined? I mean, I guess you can just throw them all into one pile.
One.
Okay, and for the will ones, did you buy those?
I have like 1 or 2.
Okay.
I haven't bought those yet. Yeah.
Okay. So that's an extra
I'm farming for that.
250. Yeah, so that'll be like 210, 215 by that time. Yeah, and then with the new event coming up, we have 200 more coming your way.
Yep. And the droplet exchange will help greatly.
So that'll be almost 420.
Yeah. Almost.
And it's 108 per item, right? Yeah. Yeah. So you'll need 432. So that's really close to being able to full set that up. So with that in mind, we're not going to go...
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot closer than... So you're going to have to do a lot of the weekly bossing, right? You have to make sure that you...
oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's some wiggle room there. You don't have to like max out every single week, but it's, you know, in your current situation, since you can't do Hard Lucid, Hard Will, or like Faricilla, Gloom, Darknell, like all of those, you're going to have to pretty much not miss any of those earlier bosses on any week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm trying to do all my weeklies at least.
Yeah, there's a few where you can like double dip, which is Lucid, Cygnus, and what's the last one? Where the difficulties of the boss both register. I don't think.
Oh, like on a mule, right?
Yeah. So if you could make sure you do normal. Normal Cygnus on a lower level character, or easy Cygnus, I mean, for extra points.
Yeah.
Papulatus?
Oh, you're talking about the Neo event, right?
Yeah, because we want to get all of those.
For sure.
We want to get all of those droplets. I don't know what I'm typing. Okay, here we go.
Lotus and Damien, I'm a little bit far from hard, so.
Yeah, not Papulatus. That's what I thought as well.
He only has 1 weekly. His normal is a daily.
Easy Cygnus. Oh, I guess it's just those two. Just easy, yeah, but easy Elucid. I don't think you have another character that can go into easy Elucid, right?
Probably not, yeah.
So it'll just be easy Cygnus that you can extra on. So it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. And then yeah, so if you guys can't clear normal Lucid, then doing easy that week instead, just to make sure that you can get the points, that'd be a good idea. It's only 10 points difference. It's like 30 versus 40 cores for a week, so even though it's like half the difficulty, well, half the HP, so it should be way easier to kill.
Yeah.
So 100 and then 120 would be 220 or 230 if you can do normal lucid.
Yeah, I was doing the math on this like last night, I think, and it's gonna take a while to buy out all the droplets.
Yeah. I think it's 7 weeks or something. Did we say that?
Yeah, it's like almost. I think it's like almost 2 months for me at least.
So 237, 14. And they were. What should they cost again? 40. Oh no, 20. 20 each. Yeah, so you need 2,000. Yeah. That'll be rough.
Yeah, 2,000 why I'm getting like 200 a week.
Yeah. So you would need 10 weeks. So it's possible that you won't be able to buy out all of them. The other ones are again for Mezzo, so that's another 5 bill to save. But
Oh,
for
yeah,
these, for these, you just get as many as possible. But that should get you actually pretty close to being able to 5 set with the fake weapon. And then that, you know, that sets you up for hard lucid, hard will for sure.
Yeah.
Crazy set bonus. That also means that we're not going to do much of anything with your Abzo. I mean...
Yeah, you told me this last time. You were like, don't go hard on your Abzo, just focus on that. Focus on that arcane.
Yeah. Might need to pressure the CRA a bit more past 17 and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, you know, you have tons of backups of that by now, I'm guessing. And... yeah, ring-wise... yeah, I said this in the last session as well. Like, there are rings coming, but you have so many rings already, right? I don't think it'll be very necessary to go for extra OP rings on this just to get rings that are a little bit stronger.
Yeah, probably not.
Did we talk about getting the event rings on Akana? I think we talked about that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm probably gonna do that because it'll make it so much easier, and I don't have to focus on like the other rings.
Yeah.
I'll
Plus,
probably
capping
get
on
enough.
Akana will be dream anyway.
Yeah,
It's always so much more, just faster and simpler. Yeah. Just for killing monsters near your level. Yeah, that seems good. Oh, you already have another secondary that's unique?
Yeah, I have. I did that like with I think a master craftsman. I was like, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking. I was trying to see if I could get that to like legendary and like all like attack percentage because I don't know my 21% attack took 5 bill to get on the cube sale, which was a tragedy.
That's not great. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean everything else went fine. So
okay. Yeah, and the heart is in a good position. So where are you training these days? Are you in Celas or in Arcana?
I'm in LP1 right now. Celas felt kind of slower because I don't think with my meso gear at least my damage was a bit lower.
Yeah, and the bats probably have struggled to kill, right?
Yeah.
It's
And with my
750
meso gear, I just started one charting I think with my bats on LP1.
Okay.
With also like the alternating guild skills.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, okay, so the crit and the IED, that's all set. Hyperset wise, do you have points in luck as well?
Yes, I do. I have like 4 or some. I have a little bit, yeah.
I think you're probably around the point now where it might become beneficial for you if you want to keep training and want to keep, keep that up at a good pace to start redoing your hyperstats. Because most of your bossing you're doing solo, right? And
basically, yeah. Other than lucid.
Yeah, and the ones you can solo, that's pretty comfortable, I assume, right?
Yeah. Lotus takes like. Damien's a little bit tricky sometimes. That takes like I think 15, maybe 20. But Lotus is like 5 to 10.
Yeah.
So Lotus is pretty fine. Damien's a little bit harder for me.
So if you cluster doing Lotus and Damien, like on the same day that you also have your Lucid run, so that you don't have to switch your hyperstats around, might be a good idea to start moving your hyperstats into like a mobbing setup, where you go into say I don't know like 12 or 13 on bonus experience, and then dump the rest in as much crit rate as you need to get to 100%, and then divide it equally between critical damage and just damage, and then that's all you level up basically, and then you'll see your experience increase and your kill speed will basically just stay the same.
Okay, so okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good actually, because I can just do all my weekly bosses in one day, and I can just switch it over, and then I just don't have to worry about it until next week.
Yeah, and then it's only like 20 mil a week to just switch it and switch it back.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
And if you do switch it back, might be a good time also to start considering maybe going over 10 points in some things, because the attack is nice. But like boss damage is 4% per level, right? So that's not to be underestimated. Now, yeah, they'll probably be once you're closer to like 245, closer to 250, when you have just way more points there. Then you want to go to like 11 and 12. But for now, I think, well, what I probably do is just put your, because I don't know exactly how high you can go on bonus experience. You can go at least 10, right? Yeah, I think like 12 or so should probably be fine. And then critical damage and boss and regular damage to 10, and then see what you have left. And the other thing with more experience, and that kind of ties into the gear that we were talking about, is also if you want to use the spirit pendant, if you're training. That does,
yeah, the 10%, right?
Yeah, well, it starts with 10 and it builds up to 30% if you keep
30,
it on.
yeah.
So if you want to throw that in as well, just to increase your rates a bit more, because I mean it's basically like putting 2 extra Mercedes link skills on your account, right?
Yeah.
That would mean that you can't rely on one of those buffs from your pendants either. So that puts a little bit more pressure as well on getting those rings fixed first and seeing what percentages you get there. Because if you do drop like 1 line of drop rate or something for it, it's not the end of the world, because you do have the familiars that pick up a little bit. And well, you don't have the Legion coins right now, but you do have the familiars will pick it up and still make sure that the bags drop. And since most of the drops are going to come from the shop, it's going to be more important that you get the damage to make sure that you can kill the higher bosses.
Yeah.
And for that you need the money to upgrade.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, because like the flames on your CRA are fine. Yeah. Like end of Neo still a ways out. But I guess money-wise, apart from getting all of your accessories in order, the next thing, like the next big expenses would probably just be the push to CRA. Other than that, there's not much to really spend on. Is your your Iron Face is both 70? Because your eye, it's cut off. The Star Force.
Oh, yeah, that's also 17, I believe.
21. Yeah, it's 21 attack, like the tattoo, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, once the set bonus comes in, that'll just be very nice for Superior. And then that takes a whole lot of pressure off of needing that secondary. But, yeah, just don't underestimate how expensive it is to get the Arcane. Even just the 17 safeguarding it, it's a lot of money. You'll need to save up for quite a while.
How much do you think just one item to 17 would cost, like on a 5, 10, 15?
Well, I'm throwing it up now.
Well, I guess 1 through 5, I go from 0 to 15 with 30% and 15 to 17 on 5, 10.
Yeah, that would make it a bit cheaper. It says here 1.4 to 1.8 bill. I'm pretty sure I've never gotten that low on any item to get the 17.
Okay, well, I was gonna say that's not that bad. But...
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, that's it. If you get a bit unlucky, like if it's around 1.5 to 2, that's like 6 to 8 bill for the items just to get them Star Force.
Yeah, that's.
Then all the tearing up, all the cubing, the flaming. Tearing, like getting it to legendary is like a bill per item, so it's like 4. So then you're talking about 10 to 10 to 12, and then rolling the stats. That'll be at least. It's gonna be at least half a bill to get something decent per item as well. So that's another 2. So then you have to like 12 to 14, and then flaming on top of that. It adds up.
Just a little bit, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. But then you'll be in a really good position. You have the set bonus working for you. And you can go way harder in terms of flames on those items because you're going to keep those way, way, way longer.
Yeah, that's probably perma.
So the fact that the flames aren't amazing now on the Abzo will pale in comparison.
Oh yeah, I haven't really been, not really touching those with my flames at all.
Oh shit! There's lightning outside. Okay. Hope it doesn't get close. Yeah, the other stuff is just like make sure you keep building backups, right? Especially for the transfer ones. So it might be a good idea because is this what your inventory looks like right now? Is that from a bit ago?
Currently, yes. Let me check what's different. No, everything's just the same.
Okay. Well, yeah, except the synergy ring was a little bit higher, right?
Yeah, synergy ring is.
Yeah. So the main thing is getting. So like the accessories and the CRA stuff, that's where more pressure is now. Even when you get the Arcane to 17, because once Arcane is on 17, before you start pushing that past, you're going to just need drops, right? So until you start getting drops, you're still going to be working on accessories and the CRA stuff. So building up backups for that, that will be a good idea. So that means like Dominator Pendants and, kind of treasure rings, those are pretty important. And then Gollux and Commercy for the Dineros and the Gollux coins, of course. So that you can have more access there. And then the other stuff is going to be the fodder. So the reinforced rings. I hope you can build a bunch of those.
Yeah, I'm saving those right now too.
Yeah.
Trying
And
at least.
I see you are saving reinforced belts, but it's probably simpler to just save the pink bean ones.
Okay, cool.
Because it's easier to get a bunch of backups for that. It
Yeah,
might even be the case that you're like, oh, I see a 5 to 15 coming up in like 4 weeks. I'm just gonna do normal pink bean with my drop rate gear every day now, and then you'll probably get like 15 belts by then, and then maybe you don't have to, hold them in your inventory the whole time. But your inventory is pretty clean, so that's not a huge problem right now. What was your flame in your cup again? It was like 40 and.
It's not that. It's at the right now. It's 52, and that's just 52 and 52 luck, 25 dex or 20 dex.
Yeah.
20 dex.
I guess that one could be improved a little bit if you have some flames that are about to expire. I guess you can throw it on that.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Because there's nothing else that we're really going to be flaming right now. The weapon is where you want it. Maybe the belt or something.
Yeah. But I also kind of don't want to at the moment because, it's...
It's horrible. But I mean, if your flame is going to expire anyway, losing 8 stat is like... That makes no difference. So it's kind of a Hail Mary, but there's like no downside there.
Yeah.
But the cup has some more wiggle room. The cup can definitely go up to something like 80 or... it can almost go to the same level as your CRA stuff. So that's kind of what you want to mirror it with the eventual goal. It's just,
I had a question about my... so I have an Abso cape right now. It's clean. I haven't touched it at all. But would you think it's worth it for me to put maybe a bill or something into it to try to get it to whatever? Or spend some money so I can get the extra 10% ID and 30 attack?
Using a Tyrant Cape right now?
Yeah, 3-star Tyrant with 15% luck. The flame's decent too.
It's already 3-star. That means it has a lot of stat, right?
Yeah.
Because you can kind of tell by the 17-star Abzo you already have how much stat you're roughly going to have.
60. Yeah, it's basically... Oh, it's... Okay, yeah, that wouldn't be worth it, actually. I didn't look at that.
Yeah. And the attack will also be lower, right? So it's purely the set bonus to spend all that money. So, unless you're trying to push it further, I don't think at this point it'll be a good move.
Okay. Yeah.
Just want to, either throw it at CRA or save it for the Arcane for now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Heart's in a good position. Yeah, so Flame-wise we talked about. If you have if there's a 30% off event, you can use that, and you don't have the arcane stuff yet. If you have an arcane item, of course, you can use it to get that to 15. Otherwise, you can work on getting some of the fodder to 15 already, so that it's prepped. Yeah, I hope you get many more dominators, because you don't want to have to risk booming superior pendants. That's never a good time.
Oh yeah, my Dom is pretty lucky. I got this 17-star 21 stat within like straight up like 1 bill.
That's pretty good.
That
And
was
with
a
that
nut.
flame, yeah. And a prime on the last line, but it's MP. Rip. Almost glorious.
Almost.
Yeah. It's quite a.
Can't complain. The event treated me pretty well.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can always complain, but might not really be. But I guess the Mechanator pendant is quite a Xenon flame there.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of total stats on there.
Got a lot of everything.
Yep. I think if there's anything. Yeah. I guess the emblem comes into play probably. I don't know. But like, if you have to wait, yeah, there's gonna be weeks where you just can't. Like, you just have to wait until you're like clearing enough wills to be able to make the item, right? As long as you know you're gonna have enough money on the side to upgrade the shoulder once you make it. Probably a good time at that point to start like investing into the emblem, just like black cubing to legendary and rolling, because getting 21 back shouldn't be too bad. But if you roll 21 with literally anything else, and that's again like if it's line of luck, line of attack, line of IED, all of that will be useful. And if you do roll IED, that might even mean that you can maybe move a link skill around, or maybe move your hyperstats around even more and get it out of IED, something like that.
Okay.
So that way you can transformatively still get some value out of it, not directly but like indirectly.
Okay.
21 attack plus 30 IED Prage. Yeah, that's a roll that a lot of people are looking for. I rolled on my arc one. I rolled 40 IED with 21, but the arc doesn't need it at all, so I had to roll over that.
Yeah.
And then there was some switch which made it best in slot again, and then I got really really unhappy. But then there was another change again, and then that made it not best in slot again, so I was like, oh, okay. So with meta changing, and with skills changing, and percentages, and with bosses changing and everything, because like if the idea was that Saren was going to be 500% PDR in the beginning or something. If that's the thing, then everyone will probably want one line of ID anywhere at least, and then some classes like Kana probably want 2 or 3, maybe even, because it's just so much defense. But since they took that down to 390, it was like, okay, no, never mind. Like GMS is just in a very good spot for that because of the Golix set bonus, and because of familiars. We're in such a good position. That's the other thing, by the way. So how your familiars are going to end up is also going to determine how you move your stats around in Legion. Because until you're really maxing out and at 8k, if you're working on your familiars and you end up rolling like 230% ID familiars and no boss familiars for a while, then if you use those, that means that you don't have to use any IED in your Legion board, and you just move all of that into boss damage instead. That way, you can make it so that at least you don't have to redo your WSE potential.
Okay. Yeah. 8k might be a stretch, but 6k for sure.
Yeah, I think 6k is very doable. The problem, quote unquote, with 6k is that you have the whole grid available, but almost nothing to put in there.
True.
And there's just so much free room. You could basically fill 2 of the external ones, and then a little bit of a third one, and then that's kind of it.
I mean, eventually, right? But not sure how high it is on my priority list right now.
Yeah, exactly.
8k. Yeah.
It is a good idea though to have way more access to your passive income for the Legion coins will go up a lot.
Yeah.
And then
it's just
having a bit more liberty to be like, okay, I'm just gonna train now, and I'll just go to the Legion shop and buy whatever. Because they were also they were adding like a bunch of flames, including eternal flames, right, to the Legion shop.
And Epoch scrolls.
Yep. Well, they have them now, right? 50% ones, but they're gonna be 100% ones.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So
Cool.
that's nice. And I think they added Meister cubes as well. Yeah, more stuff in
Oh,
there.
okay.
But I wonder if that also means that they're going to add ways of getting more coins, or if they're going to keep that exactly the same as now. Because they did hint at
Uh-huh.
that they were going to change some Legion stuff around, probably with the summer. So that'll be interesting to see if they're going to add maybe more dailies, or if they add more value from the current dailies, or different multipliers, whatever.
Okay.
And you know about the Star Force and everything for the Legion characters, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait. So is that what Legion Raid Power is for?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, and that more means more flames, or sorry, more means more coins, right?
Yeah, so more
Okay.
the more Star Force and the higher level you are, the more raid power, and then your total raid power is how much damage you deal per second passively.
Uh-huh.
And then for every 100 billion damage you get 1 coin. So in the beginning it's quite
100
slow, and then
billion is 1 coin. Okay.
yeah. You can see that if you enter the raid, it shows the damage number up top, right? And then you see the number that's the yellow numbers are the ones that determine that's how many coins you got that day from your passive damage. And that's like the 100 billion and above that, so like the trillions and stuff.
Okay. So right now it says 6 trillion 3 billion or 300 billion. So that mean I got 63 coins, or?
Yeah, if the yellow number says like 63, then that's how much you got
Gotcha.
today from the passive income. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I see.
So like you can also see that because of that, the total part of how much is contributed by doing your Legion dailies is quite a lot, because you're increasing it by like 50% by doing your dailies.
Yeah.
But someone who's making like 500 a day just by passively, then doing your dailies for 30 extra, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't make as much of a difference. So,
Yeah.
but is more better? Not always. But in this case, more coins. Building out your grid, putting more characters in. When is the next big jump? At 5.5k, you'll be able to put 5 extra characters in. That'll be pretty nice. Otherwise, it's just 1 character per. Yeah, getting 500 levels just to put 1 character on the board is so ugh.
Yeah.
At least in the beginning, it's
I mean-
kind of fast, but once you, which again is your position where you're kind of stuck on getting the coins to rank up, then it's not super fast, of course. You're just
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah. I was using all my coins for the wealth, so I could farm for my this past, or like the cube sale and the Star Force and whatnot.
Yeah, it was also so close together. It was a lot of pressure
Yeah,
to
that was
to spend.
that was rough, and
But
that was finals week for me, so that was very
Oh yeah,
rough.
that was perfect timing.
Dude. Well, now we know why I failed the test.
Yeah. Oh, you failed 1? What did you fail?
I think just cultural and ethnic studies. So it wasn't too big of one.
Damn.
That's not that bad, but
You have to retake that?
prefer not to fail. No, just I got a C in the class, so I mean, not the worst, but my
Oh,
GPA.
I see. So you drop your total grade.
Yeah, it'll drop my total grades.
Well, you could just make up for it later when there's another big event during.
Yeah.
C's get degrees. Oh yeah, dude. I started when I started with college, and first year was it was pretty much straight A's the first year, but then it just slowly withers away.
you just gave up.
You just hang on. Well, you just find out that you don't need to put that much effort into it, and you just start skirting the line on oh, this is enough. Oh, this was also enough. Okay.
Yeah. Basically.
B's get PhDs. What do A's get? Doctorates, masters.
But it doesn't rhyme.
It doesn't rhyme. Yeah, we need to find something to rhyme. PhD's nuts. Okay, is there anything we still need to address? Because with everything that we went over last time,
Yeah.
we did crash course through this a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to find out where I could just min-max up on a couple of stuff, which I guess you kind of gave me. When should I start farming my Kana farmer?
So I think there's 2 major reasons to do that. One would be if you still need droplets and your Nightwalker is like going into Cernium, but you're like, okay, at a certain point you're like, I need a bunch of extra droplets because I want to make sure that my Nightwalker is just not training that fast. I don't feel like training it because the gains are super slow. I want to get backups. I have a ton of money lying around. That will be one reason why, because you want to get extra droplets, and the only way to do that is to train in an area. And if you train there on your Nightwalker, you just don't get any money, so that will feel horrible. The other thing will be that if you get into, I don't know if that's already the case now, but if you get into a schedule where it's more difficult to just sit down and grind for 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, like the full multiple of how long a totem is, and that flexibility gives you a lot of extra value, because the Kana you can just do 15 minutes if you want to, you can do 20 minutes here or there. That will give a lot of value, so that could be a reason. And the other reason will be that if you max out, if you play so much that you end up maxing out on your symbols, on your totems, on your Nightwalker, and you do that like consistently, and there's still like a whole week left, or there's still a whole bunch of month left at the end, and training without a totem just sucks. At that point, investing more in the Kana so that you can fill up the time throughout the week, so you can more evenly distribute your totems through the week, or just go hard on the Kana whenever the totems run out, kind of thing. That might be a good idea as well. Then you can definitely make that value back. So it's more of a, like, if you play more, or if you're already very far into the game and you don't want to, take a huge loss in your income by trying to get extra droplets, kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. So I'll probably do that once I start getting to, like... So does Moonbridge drop the droplets, or...?
Yeah, everything, including Limina. Like, once you start in Lachaline, every area drops symbols, including Limina.
And what about the new map, Cernium? Oh, that's gonna be Grandis, right? So
it's still Arcane River, I think, because it's it's Grandis. So it still drops nodes because you need to be 5th job to get there, but it doesn't drop any of the doesn't drop but I don't think the symbols can drop there. And no droplets, nothing like that, no.
Okay, so
but it might take a long time to get there to be able to kill there properly.
Yeah.
Because I think even if you get to 260 and you have 17-star Arcane and everything else 21-star, I don't think your rates will be very good there, because in order for your bats to one-shot...
it's going to take a bit.
Yeah, or even two-shot, that might be very tricky, because apparently they have an insane amount of HP even for non-reboot, and then reboot has like another multiplier on top of it, so...
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll probably ask my guild mates when they come out and see how they're dealing with Cernium.
Yeah, the plan I think right now for most people for Cernium is to try to get familiars with like percentage attack, and to get to try to go for 100% meso-obtain, but no drop rate multiplier whatsoever, because it's only nodes, and if you can train there, you probably don't need that many nodes anymore, and just go full damage gear and everything else to make sure that you keep high. Just high base range and high base kill speed, so that would mean that all of your accessories have to be like 21, 22. And the other thing will be, of course, that you have to make sure you get to 270 ASAP, so you can do dailies in all of the areas and build your authentic power, because that's going to be the huge hurdle. Because you'll basically feel for the first month or so, you'll feel like you feel in the first 5 minutes when you're trying to kill those first 10 happy Urdas when you reach level 200 kind of thing.
Yeah.
It'll almost be like that, but then for an extended period of time after you've already played this game for a few thousand hours, so it'll be back to basics.
Yeah, I heard that we're gonna actually take damage from these guys now, so we might be able to.
Yeah, and the multipliers are even worse than they are for arcane power. Like, even if you get max multiplier, you still take some of damage. It doesn't go down to like 0%. And I think it also doesn't go up to plus 50%, I don't think. I wonder if the Maple stats is already updated with it. Authentic symbols. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Authentic force. Your authentic force minus the map's authentic force. Minus 55 or lower, take double monster damage. 0 or higher, you take a one-time monster damage. Yeah, so it doesn't go down. It doesn't go to 0%. You still take.
Double to 100. Nice.
Yeah, so we'll. You deal 25% more max. 2.3. Oh, that number. Oh, here. Is this. Every 10 authentic force below the required, your final damage is minus 10% points. Maximum reduction of 95% at 95 authentic force or more below the maps. Yeah, so if you start there, you're dealing 5% of your damage. If you don't have anything yet. That's
Nice.
pretty cool. And then the highest you can possibly go to is 25% more damage. So like 125% final damage. Versus our 150 that we do now.
Yeah. So you gotta be funded. Jeez.
Yep. We're finally going to be able to use potions again to heal. But yeah, the and especially if you rely on your kill speed because of small projectiles that fly around, then those classes specifically are, gonna have to get back on the wagon for the grinding, or look at old accessories that used to be best in slot and that were kind of discarded and rework those for drop or mezzo.
Yeah.
Or, well, mezzo probably initially, and then if a bunch of power creep happens and etc., and then you can start killing there with less, then you can also move back into introducing drop rate gear, but that'll mainly just mean more nodes, and that's it, because there's no indication that familiars or anything will drop there either. So
yeah, so I mean, I still have a while to go until I reach farming there, so I think that that's not like on my priority, the 100% mesa and like the damage stuff, but I will for sure keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's just something to keep in mind on the side. Yeah, that you don't discard an item, because you have to see it as still utility later.
Yeah.
And you want to stay ahead of the wave of Kanas that'll like flood into Limina, because I think with how prevalent it is in GMS, especially specifically in Reboot, of course, is Limina is going to become like Kana's paradise. And it's going to be very hard to find maps to train there at all, I think, in like a month or two. I think a lot of people probably still in Lacaline or like beginning stages of Arcana and are kind of stuck arcane power-wise and are going to have to do dailies for a while before they can move up if they didn't prep for the last 6 months, which from what I heard, apparently a lot of people were upset about the level change, even though we knew for 6 months that was coming. So, I mean, I guess the people who, tune in and are prepared for these things, they can, they have a huge advantage over those people. But once that wave of people starts getting into Limina, it's going to be like impossible to find maps there, because they're going to be there forever, right? They're going to go there immediately at 255 and basically be there until like 280 probably.
I see.
Because I don't see them moving up to new area anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, we also have access to the guild buffs for training that most people don't use now in Limina. So there is some stuff you can work on. Maybe train like half an hour with both of the buffs on, and then wait half an hour, and do another half an hour. People will figure some stuff out, and there's gonna be more power creep probably on the horizon. So we'll see once we get that.
Yeah.
Defense is a dead stat. My defense is low, but at least I'm a strength character, so that gives us defense. It's a small win.
Question about link skills. Which link skills should I be using for both bossing and farming?
Okay, we talked about the switching with the elementalism and the hybrid logic, right?
Yeah.
Well, basically the ones that I take out, especially if you're one-shotting, the ones that you would take out. I mean, like Spirit of Freedom, Terms and Conditions.
Yeah.
And then of course
Boss and stuff.
Lightwash, Fury Unleashed. I usually take out Unfair Advantage as well, but that depends on how good your replacements are. I tend to just throw things in that give either percentage damage, give a flat amount of stat, or like a huge chunk of attack. I don't know if your Jet Link is done at all.
Not yet. I haven't figured out how that works yet.
For the Jet Link, you have to be well, your Jet is high enough level, right? So at least 140.
Yeah.
Basically, you cube it and you tier it up. It kind of works. I mean, it works like a potential. Kind of works like your inner ability kind of thing. And then once you get to legendary, you just keep using the cube to re-roll it. And if there's two options. Like either you get the stats that you want, and it goes up to 35. So you look for like something, I don't know, like low to mid 30s in luck and low to mid 30s in attack, right? Because you're pretty dedicated to just one character. Which that should probably cost you, I don't know, like that's probably like 2 bill or something. Probably not too bad.
Using cubes, or what would I use for?
Yeah, you buy cubes. So if you look for it's
okay.
and they're in the cash up. So there's like specific cubes to roll in the cash up.
Do you know what they're called?
If you go into cash up and you look for the word cosmic, I think you find the 3 items. So one is the cube to roll, and then the other one is a rotating item. It's like a scroll. So let's say that you get the stats that you want in the right configuration, because it's like a hexagon with 6 stats, right? It's like the 4 main stats and then weapon and magic attack. Let's say that you get them with the correct distance in between them, but not on the right stats. You can rotate it, and that way you can save yourself a whole bunch of money and not have to re-roll the whole thing. And then once you have the stats that you want to lock them in with the 3rd item, with the solidifier. And that you can lock in up to 360 days. And as long as you just extend the lock-in before it goes all the way down to 0, you can just keep that locked forever, basically.
Okay.
And that'll basically give you like a double Hayato Link skill buff, for example.
Okay.
Because of how good that can be.
I would use these cubes, right? These 15 million meso cubes to rank it up, and then...
Yeah, it's the same color pattern, so you'll see it up go from like blue to green to yellow to... blue to purple to yellow to green, and then once it's green, you keep rolling to get the stats that you want, or in another order, and then you rotate them. I think you rotate. I don't know whether you rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. I got my stats exactly how I wanted, like one off to the wrong side, so I had to fully rotate the other way around. So I had to use 5 of them, like which is the maximum amount. But it's still. I was going for strength and dex and attack, and I think in total that cost me like 3 bill. Including some of the extension as well. But there was a sale when that came out, and they changed that system for Reboot, and they gave us access to that. They did put a sale on that, so that it was a bit cheaper than to roll.
Okay.
But that will be one that you can use, and you can throw in another elementalism. You can throw back in hybrid logic, right, if you're mobbing, just to have your baseline of damage high enough.
Okay. Do you think I should add like a arc link or anything, or?
Yeah, that's the one you're missing. Yeah, Arc Link is very, very solid for both mobbing and bossing. Yeah, because of the level 3, right? I haven't
made that one yet.
Did you decide who you're going to Terra Burn?
Not yet. I'm still debating because I have 2, right? And I can make a marksman, or I can wait until the Pathfinder change comes out.
Yep.
Or I can just focus on one where I really want the level 3 Link / Legion. But I haven't really put a lot of thought into that.
Okay, so what? So like you have all these options now, right? So what do you feel more for?
Arc might be pretty good. I'm not too sure what the level 3 Arc is.
So it's it's like the best Link skill basically. It gives you up to 16% damage if you're level 3. And all you have to do is just be in combat. So as long as you're attacking or getting hit or using
16.
skills, you'll just always stay up.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's even it goes 1% higher than the Demon Avenger at level 3 as well.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. There's that. You just have to do a bunch of things. What else can I do? Maybe just Terra like a Hayato or something for the crit.
Well, you're already working on that one. It's already pretty close.
Yeah. I've seen people have like multiple Hayatos or like multiple of like something.
I think
I'm not
that
sure if that's
happens
like
if people,
viable.
yeah, I think if people train or they maybe mega burned like up to 150, but they want to get the 200, and then the second one they just terra burn it. But that would
Okay.
be like an okay move if all your other
Yeah.
characters are pretty much already done.
Okay.
Like, you're familiar with the grid, right? With the Lynx grid.
Yeah.
If you just
hmm
start from the top and you find a character that you don't have yet at all, and the Link and the Legion buff is good, then you could just
Okay.
tear that one.
Yeah.
Because
All
like
right.
Shade up to 200 is pretty nice. That's 5% crit damage. If you,
Shit.
I don't know if you liked Shade.
Yeah. I was working on that earlier today. She's I don't know. Right now she feels kind of lackluster. Maybe because I'm lacking in damage, but
Mm-hmm.
she kind of felt meh. Just have like a dude punching the ground.
Yep, pretty much the whole time. I mean, and you
Yeah.
still have room for another of new characters as well. So, I mean,
Yep.
even if you
Had
double
much.
up on a character, you can still just keep both of them, and they'll still count for your Legion level, right?
Yeah.
So it's just getting the levels in now is just very useful.
hmm Oh, mechanic.
Is Xenon's name? Keep it high.
Uh,
Nice Pride Month.
uh, well, yeah. I have a girlfriend.
Oh well, I hope she's okay with that.
We'll see. Uh, um, Beast Tamer. How is Beast Tamer leveling?
People are really hot and cold on that one. I think if you
Okay.
know what you're doing, it's actually pretty strong and pretty fast, or like
Mhm.
among the higher, probably like the top 20% of speed. But some people just really don't like the class at all, and are
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, and they just want to terror burn and get it over with, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
But I think since the
Mm.
rework of the hawk form, and you just like the leopard form is pretty straightforward but a little bit boring. But I think the hawk form is probably for mobbing way more palatable for people. Oh, and do you have a
Okay.
zero? Because zero is also coming back, right?
Nope. I think I told you last time,
Oh
but
yeah,
I
okay.
don't. I doubt you'd remember.
Yeah, yeah.
This is like a brand new account, so it's like I think 3 or 4 months old.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Started early March, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna get those, by July, I think, when they're coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So by then I'll have that. So, yeah. Hmm.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention that, but of course, like the experience links for grinding, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get those like the Aran. Haven't done the Evan yet. I
Oh.
haven't been bonking on. Wait, is there gonna be bonks for Neo at all or like
Yeah, there's
potions or
like,
anything?
yeah, potions, I think.
Okay, yeah. Is that for like level 200 plus or
It's for up to level 200, but it also gives some
up to level
experience
200?
past 200s,
Okay.
starting with Neo. So there'll be some
Okay,
value there
well.
as well, but
So it's still
typically that
technically
doesn't
bonky, yeah.
translate terribly bad to terribly well. I mean, to past
Yeah.
200, because
Okay, so I don't.
yeah, the XP curve makes quite a hockey stick after 200.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to getting the 200 to 10. There.
Well, at least the
Take a while
210
for
to
those.
250 is experience is getting lowered.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll make it a lot easier for me.
Yeah, 250 in no time.
Shoot, I think I had a couple more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So for your Legion, for how you do it, where you get level 100 and you just do Monster Park / Zakum or whatever every day.
Mm-hmm.
How long would you say it takes for you to get from 100 to 140?
Oh god, I did that so long ago. Plus, you could do
Yeah,
Zakum
probably, huh?
twice a day back then. That's how long ago it was.
Oh,
That probably changed like 3 years ago or something. Um, Oh, I really don't know. Because you're
Okay,
working on
that's
the Monster Parker badge on this?
yeah,
Or metal? Yeah, metal. Sorry,
yeah.
I always mess
I
it up.
think
Yeah.
I'm like halfway, but
hmm
I haven't been buying the passes, so I'm probably gonna start buying the passes and doing it 7 times a day now.
Yeah, I think that's always worth just because of the access to the coop to the potions. I think that's always worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe not in like the very beginning when you're just starting out because that's a lot of
hmm
money. But if you're able to do most of those daily bosses that give like 7 to 8 mil, then that money should
hmm
probably just go towards doing extra monster parks.
hmm Yep. Do you know when the IA Sunny Sunday is? The Inner Sunny Sunday?
I believe that's this Sunday,
This Sunday. Okay.
if I'm not
I have a
mistaken.
bunch of the stamps from the Hotel Maple thing, so I'm probably just gonna buy like all the honor medals
hmm
on that. And
Yeah, it might be a good idea to just you're in legendary invulnerability. I think. Hmm, I think it's best to like you probably want to get the honor experience medals and stuff to start building that up.
Mhm.
But you can definitely get some gains out of your invulnerability. It's probably fine, like efficiency wise, it's probably fine to just buy circulators and see if you can just roll a 20% meso
Oh, okay.
on
So
on
is
the
this
top
gonna be
line.
the Meso obtained or Meso drop rate?
Meso obtain, meso obtain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
there's no meso drop rate for invulnerability. It's meso obtain and then item
Ah,
drop rate.
okay. Meso drop rate is only on familiars or
Yes.
okay.
Meso drop rate, I believe, is only on familiars. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, which is just kind of dookie because it's item drop rate, but only for meso bags. It's kind of. You'd want to get
Yeah.
regular item drop rate if you can.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, not a good time to really throw your honor experience at that.
Huh.
You'll need millions
Okay.
later, and there's a change from KMS coming down the line anyway to invulnerability, to the cost of re-rolling and all of that, and no more need to lock and all that stuff. So that's gonna make it cheaper
Oh
later.
yeah, I heard about that. No more D ranking.
Yep, also that one. Yep.
Yeah. I think that's.
By the way, you have 0% knockback resistance, right? Do you gain more when you're jumping, or do you need the Mihal?
I use the Mihal link.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nightwalker is like he needs that one. So.
Yeah. Well, because in your current picture it's not selected. That's why I probably
Oh yeah,
slipped my mind.
yeah. I'd probably take out elementalism or unfair. I'm not sure. I take out either one of those for the Mihal link.
I think you're probably at the point now where the scaling probably makes hybrid logic one of your worst skills.
Okay, so I basically outscaled hybrid.
I think so. Like you can check, right? If
Okay.
you can just look at your range and like
I was just
add
checking my stats.
elementalism
Okay.
or add hybrid
Uh-huh.
logic and see which one gives you more range. I
Uh-huh.
think at this point hybrid logic is probably the weakest.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really done that. I was gonna ask you, but I guess it came up, so it's
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah, that's why I also mentioned it to like switch it out for the
Mhm.
mages, right? Or for the
Yeah.
or for the beast tamer.
Mhm. Will I be keeping Phantom Instinct, or will that be here until I can get more crit rate somewhere else?
For now, it seems like you do need it.
Yeah.
I assume for bossing. Well, eventually you'll be able to fill out your hyperstats to 10 pretty cheaply. Once you
Mhm.
you're 250 and you have so many points anyway.
Mhm.
What else do we have for crit? Like we have
The Legion stuff.
yeah, Night Lord and
The
Marksman.
Legion. Yeah. I have the Marksman. Don't have a. Well, I don't have. I have a Bowmaster and I have a Shadower, and I was debating if I wanted to job change those, but I
Yeah,
think those guys are still fine for now.
I don't know if that's. It's almost for no one, I think, ever worth the link skill slot just to get the crit rate.
Gotcha. Okay.
Come, Well, you're using decent sharp eyes already.
Mhm.
You're using decent sharp eyes already.
Mhm.
'Cause, 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 '
So hyperstat is I guess, the cheapest way to get crit, right?
Yeah, Hyperstat and the Legion Grid.
Okay. And then the members, sharp eyes, IA. I don't think I need crit on my. Oh no, I think I do need crit on my IA.
Yeah, I think eventually you do want that because you
Yeah.
want to be able to get rid of the. But essentially, that's late to end game min maxing because that means you're getting rid of the Phantom Link skill in favor of the Innerability line, so that you can use another Link skill that gives you more damage than the line of Innerability would.
Okay. Yeah.
So like you're trying to, exchange the crit there.
Okay. So that's where I can get some. Okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one though. So that's why I'm saying just use circulators for now to get like a good prime line, and then hold on to your honor experience definitely until the change from KMS comes, and then maybe consider going for crit.
Okay. Sure. I like that. I mean, yeah, I guess that's basically it.
Mm-hmm. Keep doing those simple dailies. What floor are you clearing on Dream Defender?
80. I've done up to 80. Haven't gone past 80. Haven't tried 90 yet, or trying
Mm-hmm.
to reach 90. I'm not sure if it's doable. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in the mood and I feel like spending 30 minutes on Dream Defender.
Yeah, you're saving up points, right?
Yeah,
So you can
saving up. Yeah, I don't know. Recently, the symbol dailies I've been kind of lacking on because I don't know, just got kind of redundant.
redundant how?
Just
Like doesn't level as
boring.
quickly anymore? Or?
Nah, just boring.
Oh, boring. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I could tell you they're not redundant because there's a lot of stat there to be gained as well. Yeah, because it's probably 7.5. Yeah, because like comparatively, my Adele is 5 levels lower.
Yeah.
And like 3k stat less, but my symbols give me like 4k stat more.
Yeah. I've just been lazy recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be not in the mood. I mean, it's fine to be not in the mood, but definitely do the ones that have high efficiency, right? Like if you do one hard mudo, boom, 15 symbols, like that's worth 2 minutes of your day, I think.
Yeah. I've at least been trying to do those.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't feel like doing the dailies.
Yeah.
So and I've also done the pre-quests for Choo Choo and not Choo Choo, Yum Yum and the other one, Reverse.
Yep.
Because I heard about that change too.
Yep. Yeah, that's gonna make the regular dailies of Magic Journey really good. Just like one kill quest, boom, 16 symbols. Like,
yeah,
that's very nice too. I wonder why they don't give that to Lakaline as well. Because
that would be nice, yeah.
Because the startup right now for a new person in Lakaline is horrible. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
A new person gets like 6 or 7 symbols, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I guess because the peak of Lakaline is eventually the highest, maybe they don't want to do it, but like that's based around non-reboot people just very easily getting to floor 120 and 130 and then maxing out on the daily coins. But
yeah,
well, not easily, like, super fast, but way easier than reboot for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think we skipped over anything important.
Yeah, I think that's it. All right, should be good.
Backups, I think so too. Good luck on your Legion coins. It's gonna take a while,
yes,
but
sir.
How much is the upgrade now?
450 right now. I'm at like 278. So,
okay,
like 2 or 3 more days, I think. But I should have it.
Yeah, those dailies coming in clutch.
Yep. Yeah.
Speed it up quite a bit.
All right, man.
Then you get to Tetris it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. The calculator thing has been super. Like the thing that does it for you has been so helpful. Cause I suck at puzzles, bro.
Well, hopefully. Well, I mean, I'm glad that it takes away a lot of frustration for you.
Yeah, that helps a lot. So yeah, and I appreciate the help.
Yep, no problem. And I'll see you around in the chat.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good one.
All right, man. You too.
Yep, thanks. Bye bye. All right, probably link like the other session before. You said about a month and a half ago. Is that what you said? We'll see. See when that one was. Did he change his name since then? I feel like it was a different name. Maybe not. By YouTube. You were level 225 then? Okay. 225 at Nightwalker. Because I think there were two. Yeah, the skipping Abzo one. Meanwhile, you're in full Abzo. But I mean, it's only 17 Abzo with like okay potential, okay flames. You deleted numbers after your name. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. Nam Aistro. Nice. Okay, but yeah, hopefully that helped some people who are in a similar situation to get move forward and on what to focus on right now. Everyone make sure that you keep capping on points, get all those coins, buy items from the shop. The shop will be available for another 4 days after the event is over. Last day of the event will be the 8th of June to get all your points in and all of that. And then the shop will close at the end of the 13th of June, right before it turns into the 14th. So it gives you a little bit of extra time during Neo that's up and coming. Speaking of Neo, we have gotten the microsite, so I'll probably go over that in a little bit. But it's just, you know, very minor teaser things. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Again, as always, if you want one of these sessions, you want to join my NA or EU guild, or you have numbers for me in the form of a battle analysis, monsters killed per hour anywhere in in Arcane River, or training videos of you in Tenebris, check the description of the video and click the appropriate link to submit. And maybe I'll chat with you. Maybe I'll use your numbers in input for my big Excel sheets. And if not, thank you anyway, and I'll see you on the next one.